I was ready. You about to get.
You,
We are live. We are live. We are live. We
Yes,
are
sir.
live with another episode of Politics Unfiltered. We are your hosts, Andre, Jay Sean, and JD. What's up, guys?
What up? What up? What up?
peace. What up, people?
Yeah, we're going to give everybody a couple minutes to come on in here. Listen to these names. And we're going to be sharing. Everybody's sharing. Everybody's sharing.
Walter Scott, say his name. Walter Scott, say his name. Walter Scott, say his name. Walter Scott, won't you say his name? Jermaine Reed, say his name. Jermaine Reed, say his name. Jermaine Reed, say his name. Jermaine Reed, won't you say his name? Philip White, say his name. Philip White, say his name. Philip White, say his name. Philip White, won't you say his name? Say his name. 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 Eric Garner, say his name. Eric Garner, say his name. Eric Garner, say his name.
I just sent y'all the link. I sent y'all the YouTube link.
Trayvon Martin,
I
say
got
his
it.
name. Trayvon Martin, say his name. Trayvon Martin, won't you say his name? Sean Bell, say his name.
Let us
Sean
know that
Bell,
you're watching.
say his
Leave a
name.
comment and let us know that you're
Sean
watching,
Bell,
ladies
say
and
his
gentlemen.
name. Sean Bell, won't you say his name? Say his name. 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 Won't you say his name?
If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment and let us know that you're watching Politics Unfiltered right here on the Undisputed Network.
Freddie Gray, say his name. Freddie Gray, say his name. Freddie Gray, say his name. Freddie Gray, won't you say his name? Ayanna Jones, say her name. Ayanna Jones, say her name. Ayanna Jones, say her name. Ayanna Jones, won't you say her name? Sandra Bland, say her name. Sandra Bland, say her name. Sandra Bland, say her name. Sandra Bland, won't you say her name? Say her name. 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 Won't you say her name?
Leave a comment and let us know that you're watching, ladies and gentlemen.
Kimani Gray, say his name. Kimani Gray, say his name. Kimani Gray, say his name. Kimani Gray, won't you say his name? John Crawford, say his name. John Crawford, say his name. John Crawford, say his name. John Crawford, won't you say his name? Michael Brown, say his name. Michael Brown, say his name. Michael Brown, say his name. Michael Brown, won't you say his name? Say his name. 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 Won't you say his name?
How you doing?
Miriam Carey, say her name.
Thanks for joining us.
Say her name. Miriam Carey, say her name. Miriam Carey, say
Hey,
her name.
Diane's in the
Sharonda
building.
Singleton,
Hey,
say her name. Sharonda Singleton, say her name. Sharonda Singleton, say her name. Say her name. Say her name. Emmett Till, say his name. Emmett Till, say his name. Emmett Till, say his name. Emmett Till, won't you say his name? Say his name. 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 Won't you say his name?
We're going to ask you to share. We're going to ask you guys to share. Share, share, share.
Tommy Yancey, say his name. 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 Jordan Baker, say his name. Jordan Baker, say his name. Jordan Baker, say his name. Say his name, won't you say his name? I'm a $1
These are the names of black men and women that were killed at the hands of white folk and white police officers. We got to keep saying their names, y'all.
This video is homage to what Janelle Monáe and Wonderland already started with that song, The Hell You Talking About. So this red across our eyes symbolizes that the fact.
All right, guys. All right. Thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of Politics Unfiltered right here on the Undisputed Network. All right. We're about to get started. We got a good one for y'all. We got a good one for y'all. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. How you guys doing today? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Can't complain, bro. You know,
Feeling
another
good,
day.
man. Feeling good.
You know what I'm saying?
You
So,
know,
hey, though it beats the alternative, right?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, show does,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I think this.
Yeah, man. But it's good to see y'all though, man.
Yes,
You know what they
sir.
say? I heard this old man say one day, it's good to be seen and not viewed. Just let that sink in for a minute.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
That's good. That's a fact. It's definitely a fact.
That's real.
Yeah,
Hold
man.
up.
Yeah, so
Sure.
next week we will have another update on the Nolan Wells case. But today we're gonna talk about race in America. And but we will give you another update on Nolan Wells. The autopsy did come back. They just haven't released it yet. The official autopsy, they haven't released it yet. So
Okay.
we'll just give them a little time, to be able to release it. All right. So and also our guest is on her way into the studio in the next few minutes. She was running a little late. So we'll have her in here in a few minutes. All right,
Okay.
guys. Yes. So
All right. Looking forward to that.
yeah.
For sure.
So there was a video that I know you were talking about, JD. Did you want to do that now, or did you want to wait for our guest to come in to put that on?
We could wait for the guest to come in. I want her to be able to see it and, just get her thoughts on it as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I'm actually looking forward to starting a conversation. Because this is a big one. I don't know. We might need a part 2, man. We'll see. We'll let the people decide.
Yeah. Diane says that she's so glad that we're doing stuff like this. It's needed. Well, to God be the glory,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Always.
Indeed.
Yeah, the way I feel about it, we have to talk about these things, because if we don't talk about it, mainstream media is not talking about these type of things. They're feeding us lies, and they're telling us what they want us to hear. If you watch the news so many times a day, and if they say the sky is purple every day, all day long, eventually somebody's gonna believe it, even though you can look outside and see that it's blue. But if they keep saying it and saying it and saying it, you end up start to believe the things that they keep saying, And
Yep.
that's
And even if you don't believe it, you don't want to go against the grain, because you don't want to get ostracized by other people. It's like everybody knows the sky is not purple, but no one wants to be the one to say the sky is not purple, because everyone else is going to be looking around like, he said the sky is not purple. I don't think so either, but I'm not going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
more
And
about
I
like
think that's
trying to figure out how to. Okay.
okay.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I want to do more than. I hope that we find a way to do more than just talk about it. Like my goal in this is trying to figure out what I can do to help. You know what I'm saying? And if this is what that is, then cool. But okay, what you gonna say, Sean?
Yeah, it takes it takes a multitude of things, the talking about it like we're doing, bringing awareness to things, and then other stuff as well. It's not just, as we know, it's not just one or the other or whatever, but it does take it all, or
Yes.
at one time.
Absolutely. It's all needed. It's all needed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody has a part to play. It's just like, I know this is politics, but every just going by. I'm a Christian, y'all, so that's what it is. But just going by what the word says, we're a body, bro. Everybody has their part to play. So if everybody's playing a part, like Sean said, at the same time, then then things will get done. I can't be mad at the eyes because it's not walking. You know what I mean? And the feet can't be mad at my ears because it's not, the feet can't be mad at my ears because it's not walking. My ears can't be mad at my feet because it's not hearing. It's just everybody has a part to play. Just play your part.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and when you was talking about how the media runs a thing, and it's not true, and you don't want to be the odd man out saying
Mm-hmm.
that it's not true. I think that's part of the issue, right? Like that's people wanting to ride the wave or follow the path that everybody is following. You're scared to
Mm-hmm.
to stand up and be like, nah, that's the sky is blue. I know the sky is
Mm-hmm.
blue. And that's I I know nobody vandalized the reflecting pool in DC, so I'm going to stand up and say it. It's
Right.
stuff like that. And I think that too many people try to avoid the truth for the sake of standing out and being the odd man out.
yeah.
Why do you think that is though? Why do y'all think that is, man? Why y'all think it's so hard for people to like stand up for the truth?
I think part of it is a lot of people just want to be accepted, right? A
Mm,
lot of people, whether they know it, realize it, or admit it, a lot of people want to sit at the cool table at lunch, um,
mhm.
and they know in order to do that, then they gotta follow what the cool kids are saying.
Yeah.
What makes the cool kids cool though? Like what? Who? Like you know what I'm saying? Like who are they? Just declaring themselves cool, and everybody feel like I don't understand what makes the cool. I've never been on that, man. Like I never been on that, bro. Like I always been the dude that and I never considered myself one of the cool kids. And if you talk to people who I went to school with, they'll be like, yeah, we didn't either. But you know what I'm saying? But I never really considered myself one of the cool kids, but I also didn't like I never felt like I had to fit in either. I was the type of person that if you didn't want to play with me, then I'm gonna go ahead and start a game over here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you won't let me play handball with y'all, or we used to play this game called Flies Up. If y'all don't play Flies Up, I got my own handball. I'm gonna go to this side of the wall and start a game myself. And whoever want to be down with my game will be down with my game. Like I never was like I just you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But unfortunately, you have, you, me, Dre, we're the minority, and that when you go online and you see, like people say stuff just because the last 50 comments said that. Like they're just gonna go along with the last 50 comments. And it just leaves
Right.
everybody just following the crowd. Okay, so the sky is green.
Right. Right. That's dangerous, man.
Yeah,
Uh, It's dangerous. I
it is
mean, I gotta
dangerous, and
ask
you see
because
where it's getting us in society.
I feel like I'm having a little bit of a delay.
No, you good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a long pause in between. But
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I have a little delay. Y'all bear with me for a minute.
No, you okay.
Hoping it's not my okay.
Yeah,
All right,
you're
cool.
good on my end.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. While we're waiting for our guests to go, I just want to read one of the comments. Says Diane says the more people or someone can pull to them, the more people want to follow those people. Yeah, I get that. Like Sean said, everybody wants to be accepted. I mean, It's human nature. We all want love, man. That's really at the bottom line of it, man. However that looks to us. Unfortunately, I feel like we have a distorted uh view of what what love is. You know what I'm saying? So we all search for it in the wrong way, and people take advantage of
A lot
that,
of
man.
a lot of us are lack a lot of us are lacking attention, and in a lot of cases, the lack of attention stems from early on in life, um, and
Mm-hmm.
and so we come out and they join gangs, they join cliques, whatever it is, I mean, in
Mm-hmm.
cliques, I mean, cliques is from the the water bottle to or what do they call it, the water cooler.
The water cooler.
It
Yeah,
could be from the water cooler up to the executive office. This is all cliques, B. They all have cliques,
Mm-hmm.
and when we have that void that we're trying to fill, we gladly gonna jump right on it, and we just gonna go along with whatever is being said, even though we know it might not be right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a fact. Yep. Diane says sometimes I think people don't know their identity. That's a fact. Listen, and if we being real, like I mean, again, I don't want to split. Pretty soon, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this plug in. Pretty soon, we're gonna be doing our other podcast. We're gonna be bringing back a podcast that we were doing some years ago called The Christian Experience. And it's all about just being real, and we'll explain all that, so you guys just stay tuned into that. But so I don't want to switch this over to that, you know what I'm saying? But I am who I am, so I say what I say. But to that comment, Diane, I agree with you. And being real, I'm still finding out my identity. I think that's a journey that we have until we're no longer here. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't want to take that journey because that journey it doesn't always feel good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for the weak. That journey finding yourself is not for the weak, yo. So people would rather stick to an identity that someone else gave to them because they don't know any better, or the one that they created for themselves, rather than find out who they really, really are. And they might be accepted by people, but they're never happy because they're not being who they are. So they're never actually really happy in life. And that's a shame. And I ain't trying to have that. You know what I mean? I want to actually know who I
yeah,
am for real. I'm learning myself every day, man. With the
yeah,
help of God, man. I'm learning myself every
Yeah,
day. So,
and I think even
you
more
know.
important than that, the people behind us that's coming up, right? Like you know, we got it. Like, yeah, I know my identity, and
Mm-hmm.
and where I stand in society and all of that. But we got to make sure that the younger people that we have reach on those are the people that we got
Mm-hmm.
to look out for. Like we forget about them.
Exactly.
Sometimes they acting out, or they doing stupid stuff, simply because they need that arm reach and that
Think.
shoulder pad to
Mm-hmm.
just be like, yo, nah, B, I
Mm-hmm.
got you. You know what I'm saying? I know you just a little confused. Don't worry about it. Anything you need, you got a question, I can answer it for you. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to go out and try to figure it out.
yeah.
Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Well, yeah, man. Just like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited for today's topic, man.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you good. You good.
Oh no, no. I was just gonna say, unfortunately, we still have a racial divide. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about this country, but it's everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's everywhere. It's unfortunate, but I guess we'll maybe hopefully come. This is like an age old conversation, so hopefully we'll get a step further in you know how to deal with it.
I
What you
don't I
guys
don't
think,
think
man?
that is I don't think that it goes away. That's the thing. And I don't think that and I think that anybody that believes that racism has disappeared is delusional. Because I think it's humanistic that we discriminate. honestly.
Mm,
And I say that because even within the same races, we're gonna
hmm
find something to discriminate against. Like I, um I'm big and you skinny. I'm going
Right,
make fun of you because you skinny. You know what I'm saying? Or
right,
you got a gap in your tooth. It's I think it's humanistic. And so, just on a larger scale, it becomes racism. But it's so it doesn't disappear. It doesn't go away. Anybody that thinks that is not here or whatever, like that's crazy talk.
right, right. I agree. I agree with that. I mean, it's sad too. Yo, it's funny. It's funny that we all find differences in each other to discriminate because we're all different. You know what I'm saying? Like when you break it down, we're all
We're all different. We have to be different. We're all different. We're all that's it. That's just it. Twins are different. Like
right,
that, you know
right,
what I mean? Like that is what and that's why I say it's humanistic to discriminate. Because and why I don't know, but at that part I can't
right,
answer. But I think that it doesn't matter. Like we are going to continuously discriminate somehow, some way
right,
against somebody.
right.
Even
I
if
just
it's
want people to
even if
realize
it's money.
facts. That's a big That's a big one though. But I just want
Yeah.
people to admit to it, man. Like and not just we talk about racism in this country, like about with black people, and I, black people can be racist too. You know what I'm saying? But I just want people to admit it, man. Like just admit the fact that you have some. I won't even say racism. I'll just say prejudice, because prejudice is just you discriminating against somebody for their difference, right? So like there's some prejudice that we all have. If we don't sit and identify it or recognize it, like look and see where we are prejudiced and try to change that, then it's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? It starts with you. And yeah, you are being it's sometimes it's easy for people to be delusional. It's easier for you to be delusional than for you to admit, yeah, okay, I'm a bit prejudiced against this person, or I have a prejudice against this person. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it out there right now. I mean, what we about a half hour in here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, some accents I just don't prefer. And listen, I respect you if you don't like my accent, that's cool. But I'm
Right.
sorry. Like if somebody picks, listen, if even if I know they don't do this no more. Remember when Dick Clark used to give away the check, the
Oh
sweepstakes
yeah. Oh yeah. The
joint,
big check.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like even if Dick Clark if he called me but he had an Indian accent, I would hang up on him.
Right.
He was just trying to give me money, and I still would hang up on
What?
him. I'm sorry.
See, hey, listen. I
Indian
can't be
accent.
mad. You
Just
being honest. You
Yeah.
being
I'm being
honest, and,
honest.
and you,
I'm just being honest.
look, but look, I had a conversation. I had a conversation with a lady at my job. A Jewish lady at my job, right? And she was saying some stuff, and I guess in, at the job she was kind of known to say uh being racist. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Nah, it's chopping up a little bit.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to correct this, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, give me 1 second. Can y'all can hear me right now?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you.
You
Am I
good?
okay? Am I clear?
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Check one,
I
two.
was having a conversation with her, and she was, yep. Yeah. That got me.
Yeah, you good.
Am I good? All right. So we was having a conversation, and she was saying a few things, or whatever. So we was having this back and forth, and I realized, I'm like, she felt the way she felt. She said to me, she said, she felt like her people were the most discriminated against. And, it was some black people that was there that was getting kind of bent out of shape. They're like, why are you even having this conversation with her? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't mind hearing somebody's perspective, right? So I listened to her. Then I started asking her certain questions. I said, have you ever, I said, why do you feel this way? She said she grew up, she's a Jewish lady. She grew up in an Italian neighborhood, right, in New Jersey. And Sean, you know how Jersey is. Now
Sure
she
do.
grew up at a time, right? She's older than she's older than me. So she grew up in a time. She said that they looked down on her and her family and the people in that neighborhood, and they called, they treated them all kind of ways and this and that. And she grew up with this type of thing, and that's what she saw all through her neighborhood. Like, this is how her people were being treated by these people, right? So I'm like, okay, I can understand why you feel that way, right? Because that's your experience. But what I try to get her to realize, there's a whole world out there, okay? There's a whole world out there. True experience. It's not taken away from your experience, but not the only one. So I started on my choppy. Did y'all lose me?
Nah, you still good.
Okay. So I tried to explain to her, I said, look, I gave her examples. I said, have you ever heard of the Tulsa massacre? She got confused. She's like, huh? She's like, no. I said, okay, go look that up. I started explaining it to her. And then I started telling her a few examples and telling her certain things. And I was explaining to her how it felt for a Black person, for example, when they see a police officer, and the things that we have to, the way that we have to respond, or how we have to act. And I said, there's a certain level of fear and concern because, and she was like listening to me. And these are things that we expect them to understand, but they really don't understand these things. We look at a person who's not Black, and we're
Yeah.
trying to explain our experience to them, and it doesn't compute to them, but we expect them to understand almost what we go through. We think that it's because we live, that other people really know what's actually happening. You know what I'm saying? They're only getting the things that they're fed from childhood. You know what I'm saying? Through the music that they're fed, through the media that they're fed, through the TV shows that they're fed. And I had this conversation before. It's like, when we watch television, we can almost pick out the certain characters that we see. When we watch movies, most of the police officers that we see in the movies are racist, or they come into, they kill somebody, a Black person in the movie, or it's injustice or whatever. These are the little nuances that we see. The same thing happens to them. I like to watch shows that are marketed towards, for example, towards a middle America white person, right? And I'll watch those shows to see what things they're watching. And I see certain characters. It's always a token Black character, okay? That Black character, they always have a similar personality. All right, that's why and it's unfortunate, but these are the things that we're fed. And so when we see another person, this is what we expect. I'll give you another example, and then I'll let you guys respond. When I hear an old white person with a country accent, okay, the first thing look, you already laughing. You see what I'm saying? I don't even got to say nothing, Because the first thing that you think in your mind is, oh, they're probably racist. That's absolutely wrong. That's wrong. We shouldn't think that way. But why do we think that way? Because everything we see, right, and all the things that are that was marketed to us, it has that in it. You know what I mean? So we grow up with that. So that's what they grow up with. When they see us, that's why they're clutching their purse, because they're like, oh, he looks like Jerome in the soap opera that I watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Jerome is a thief, or Jerome is, you know what I mean? So it's like we just have to be aware of those things and stop looking inside our little box. I was just piggybacking off of what you said.
No, that's true. I know that the media plays a huge part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who controls the media, I can't tell you, but
Mm-hmm.
the media does play a tremendous part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's most of the time why someone that's never been around um, African American will clutch their purse or whatever they're going to do, lock their doors, um,
Mm-hmm.
because of what they've seen through the media, what they've seen on television.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Brian Jones trying to put his wife out there. But listen, but no, I mean, we all have, we have. First, we all live in our own little bubbles for
Mm-hmm.
whatever thing. We live in our bubbles. Like even if you're just gonna collect us all here in this country and say we live in our own bubble in America, right? We all
Mm-hmm.
live in our own bubble. And then you can just, individualize it. When you're talking about, the young lady that, grew up in that neighborhood, that was just a bubble that she lived in, and she just kind of thought this is the way the world is.
Right.
Um, and I think a lot of us fall guilty of that to a lot of things. Yeah, I've been to a few other countries, and before I've gone there, I had in my head what to expect, right? Like, which was super bubble, right? Because
Right.
I'm born and raised in America, and here I go to this other country. I'm like, oh man, like I'm gonna have to, the streets is gonna be dirty and this and that and the
Right.
third, and
Right.
and then I'm like, yo, hold up, like, and
It's
you come
better
back
than
home, you
home.
like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying, yo. It's
Yeah.
that bubble that we all live in.
It's a lot of propaganda going on. Now, we got a comment says, I think that a lot of Black Americans don't realize that other groups of people / cultures have struggles just as bad as the Black struggles in America. Now I agree other groups have struggles as bad as
Struggles,
Black
yes.
struggles in America.
That's a bold
I don't
statement.
know. Yeah, I don't know about that,
That
because
is a that's a
and I was
rough
trying to wait
statement.
for, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What you say, Sean?
Nah, I just said that's a rough statement. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, I was trying to wait for our guest to come on. I don't know if she's decided that she ain't gonna show up tonight.
No, she's having technical difficulties. She's not been. I'm trying to walk her through it right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
trying.
good, good.
Yeah,
Hopefully she can get in.
yeah, she's having an issue trying to get on, so I'm trying to walk her through it.
All right, can she hear us? Because I didn't want to start like getting into the meat of the show until.
Well, I don't know if she's watching, but she's not in the studio. But I'm trying to get her in the studio. That's the issue right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what? I'm not gonna keep holding the people up. Let's just go ahead and get into the meat of it, and we can catch up. All right, when we get here, because this comment out is the comment I want to address, because this is actually, and I know the sentiment behind this comment. You know what I mean? Is not probably what people think it means, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clear that, because there are not. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the sentiment. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Mac Davis 5221. But I don't think that the struggles of Black Americans, who's struggling worse than Black Americans have struggled in this country. Who has struggled worse than them? And the closest would be the Native American people who, which some people, I'm not going to get into that conversation that it was us and what all that. I'm just saying whoever was here before, outside of the ones who were brought over from Africa, the ones who went through slavery, who struggles more in this country or has struggled more in this country? And people want, the conversation can be, well, the struggle is not as bad as it used to be. No, it's not as bad as it used to be, but we are still targeted
Still, we
in ways. Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
yeah, you're right. It's not as bad as it used to be. There, but we still are. In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
we're still the type. If we were ranking just in this country, if we were
Right.
ranking, groups of people that that deal with these struggles the worst, we're still at the top. So we
Mm-hmm.
might, we weren't, well, we're not dealing with what we were dealing with, say 300-400 years ago,
Right.
but we still right now at the top of that list of groups of people that deal with it the worst.
Absolutely. Because you can't, and people might say, oh, well, slavery was, this long ago or whatever. But when you think about it, I mean, it was what, 3 old people ago? You know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah, it wasn't that long
like
ago.
if
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like it really wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? And so you're not gonna. I mean, do we really need? Okay, so do we really need to go through all the things that this country has done to black people? I'm like, who is still that ignorant of the things that have been done to black people in this country? So let me just name a few. Okay. And Dre, you got, I don't, if you can play the videos if you want to, but I'm
Yeah, I
just going
will.
to name a few. All right. I'm going to name a few. Let's talk about the Tulsa massacre, right? Everybody knows about Black Wall Street and well, everybody doesn't know, but Black Wall Street, and it was a thriving black neighborhood, and basically it was just burned to the ground, and everybody had to get out because we were thriving. It wasn't bothering anybody. You know what I mean? I guess us thriving does bother people, so enough for them to burn us out of the neighborhood. That's everybody. That's the most famous example. You know what I mean? But people forget all these troops.
Your
Central
microphone.
Park and all these different things. All these trips people want to take through Central Park and go sightseeing in New York and just stroll through Central Park and all the joggers and all these. Yeah, that was a black neighborhood too. It was called Seneca Village. Go look that up. Burnt out, sent away. Okay, we were driven out of that neighborhood too. Thriving black neighborhood, not bothering anybody. Sent away. How about Bruce's Beach in California? See, Oklahoma, middle of America, California, west coast of America, New York, east coast of America, all the way through America, this has been happening. Okay, and these are just to name a few. All right, and there's probably many who that we don't even know about. All right. So my thing is this: if this keeps happening to us over and over and over and over again, all right, how can you say, why are you still complaining? What do you mean, how are we still complaining? I don't understand that statement. Like how we continue to thrive regardless of the fact. Now name me someone else. Name me another group of people who that has happened to in this country and they continue to thrive the way that black people have been thriving in this country, even with the foot on our neck, so to speak. Still,
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Right. Right.
I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Please help me understand. Like what more do you need to see? What more do you need to hear? You just saw the names on the wall. Yeah, it's not a crash out. I see you laughing. Yeah, I'm not crashing out. I'm
Nah,
just
nah, nah, nah,
saying.
nah, nah, nah. You, you
Oh,
saying that I'm in DJ mode as I was I
oh,
was
oh,
about to play. What more can I say?
oh.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Don't mind me. Don't
Exactly.
mind me.
But I mean, Dre, what do you think, man?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even listening.
Oh,
I'm trying to get this lady on, man. She's
yeah, I want you to. I want you to do what you gotta do. I
yeah,
want.
I'm in
Yeah.
producer mode right now. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We really want to
Yeah,
get her
man.
into this conversation. Hmm.
Yeah, I would love to. I to my understanding, uh, she's she thinks that racism doesn't exist as strongly as we do, to my understanding. But I do want to speak with her. I've never spoken with her, and I want to ask her just exactly so that way we're on the same page,
Yeah,
and I don't
exactly,
we
exactly.
don't
I don't want to
Yeah.
respond,
speculate her.
and I don't respond to the wrong thing. So
Right,
Hmm.
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
it keeps saying waiting for hosts, but I've had her refresh and do everything to turn. I told her to restart her whole phone and everything, but I don't know what's going on.
Tell her to delete the history and do it again because that happened with me one time. So just tell her to delete the history and try it one more time.
or go to another
That
browser.
worked.
We already
Yeah,
tried that. We already tried the browser already.
Oh, okay.
yeah. She deletes the cookies. If she deletes the cookies, then it'll probably let her in. And thank you guys. Thank you all the listeners, man, for hanging with us because we really want our guests to come on so we can hear her perspective. You know what I mean? We all three of us kind of have a similar perspective. So.
Yeah, and or if there's somebody out there that's listening to us
Mhm.
that feels the way she might feel, feel free to comment and or ask any
Facts.
questions or make any comment. We'll definitely address it
Yeah, please
respectfully.
comment. Please comment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I'm curious.
me too. It's interesting how people, you'd be surprised what people have. People have a lot to say, you know, until they're put on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely commend her for coming on. You know what I mean?
Man, I tell you what,
Yeah.
I remember I was walking, this was years ago. Um
Hmm.
I was walking back to my job on my lunch break. I went to a restaurant, fast food spot, and was walking back
Hmm.
on my lunch break and got pulled over by the cops.
Oh
Now, I
wow.
did say I was walking and I got pulled over.
Walking. Yeah, I was about to.
Walking. Got pulled over by the cops. It's on it's in the area. It was like a major street. Um, so
Mhm.
they pulled over, blocked that lane, um, and walked up on me and wanted to see my ID. Um, so I'm going, what's the problem? and
Mhm.
and they said that there was a recent. Hold on, see if I can remember this. Um,
Uh-oh.
Man, I can't remember. I don't remember if it was like a domestic violence thing or what. I don't remember. Whatever they claimed that there was an incident that had just happened nearby, and
Mhm.
I fit the description. Um, and by fitting the description, allegedly the assailant had on a t-shirt and jeans. I fit that
What?
description. I had on t-shirt and jeans because who doesn't have t-shirt and jeans on?
Right, right.
And it was super comical, and I can't help but make my smart remarks, but
I knew it.
oh, that's a given. Like that's light work. You're getting the smart remarks from me. But I let him see my ID or whatever, and I said whatever I said, and went about my business. But
Mhm.
come on, man, seriously, Like, come on, man.
Yo,
Come on.
bro. Trust me, I understand. My boys know. Like one time we got pulled over by the cops, and it was nighttime. I was driving in a dark, like charcoal gray Honda Accord. I got pulled over at night because I drove by the cop, I guess, and they pulled us over, detectives, and said, we pulled you over because, oh, we don't care about, first of all, they were like, oh, we don't even care if you guys have drugs. I'm like, what? Like, how do you sound? Like, oh, we don't care if you guys have drugs. Do you guys
Okay.
have any weapons in the car? I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, trying to be cool. You know, the whole detective thing. Oh,
Yeah.
uh, we pulled you over. So I'm like, yo, why'd you pull me over? And so he's like, oh, we pulled you over because, there was a car theft. There was a car theft. You know what I'm saying? And we saw, this is what they said. They said, we saw the scratches on your keyhole. This is back when cars had keyholes, guys. We saw scratches on your on your keyhole.
From
Okay,
a distance?
because yeah, that's in the dark from a distance on a dark colored car that was moving at least 25 miles an hour at the time. But they saw that because they're super detectives. And they saw that, so that's why they pulled us over, because it looked like that the car had a forced entry. But we already knew the drill. This wasn't our first rodeo. It
Yeah.
wasn't even our
Yeah.
second or third rodeo. So we were like, okay, we
Yeah.
just played along. Oh yeah, nah, we cool. Da, da, da. They let us go, and it was whatever. We went back on about our business. But I'm like, this is what I'm saying is like that right there is a problem. Like as I'm a grown person, that happened when I was probably like maybe 18 or 19 years old when that happened. Right. This is how bad it is, right? That incident did not give us any pause. It didn't. We were so used to it at the time. It was so common
Yeah.
that we were just
Yeah.
like, oh, this is just routine. Like, okay, whatever, and we go about our business. That whole incident could have ended with somebody dying. That incident could have ended with any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But we were just like so used to getting harassed that we were just like, all right, whatever, and just went about our day like we didn't even think about. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a problem.
It is a problem. And it's a problem that a lot of people don't see because they're in a different
What's
bubble.
going on with the internet?
But I think that it's a
Right.
small thing that's, a part of a larger thing. Um, because the way that I've been
Mm-hmm.
pulled over on a bicycle before. They said that I looked like I was drunk. Um, because the bike was
On a bike?
I'm
Oh my
riding on the sidewalk on a bike. Yeah, it's
God.
I've definitely had some
You
encounters
can't
that
make
were
this up.
ridiculous. And so when I see videos where where a cop will approach someone, a lot of times it's in a car, um, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes on the street where a cop would approach someone and and it's for a ridiculous reason. And it doesn't get handled as smoothly as I handled mine, right? So I really can't blame the person because it's still a
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous thing. Like you're approaching me for something ridiculous. Um, and so their
Exactly.
reaction is like, nah, like what they want, the cop is demanding to see their ID or want them to get up against the wall. And they're like, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Right.
And they know they didn't do anything, which is why they're, repeating they didn't do anything, but it
Right.
just escalates the situation. Now you see somebody that's in a different bubble and they say, "Oh, well, he should have just done what the cops." Oh, wait, I'm doing that. Hold on, my bad.
I know he's doing it. He's
I
doing it.
should,
It ain't right.
let me do it different. He should have just done what the cops asked him to do.
Dude.
But
Mm-hmm.
certainly, nobody feels comfortable getting accused of something that they
Mm-hmm.
didn't do.
Absolutely.
So You know what I mean? So now, like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't like. So I'm not. This is not going to be a smooth transition for most people.
Right. Right. Yeah. If I think that if you put, the what's the thing like wife swap or whatever. Like I think that if you put some of those people who say that into the situation, that you're
Yeah,
in, they
exactly.
would change
Yeah,
their. You know what I mean? It's just like trading places. It's like trading places. That Eddie Murphy's a
yeah, exactly.
genius, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Like
is.
that right there says it all. It says
Yeah,
it all. If
yeah,
you
yeah,
if you if you have not seen that movie, just go see it. The concept alone is genius. Because and the sad part about it is you there's no way for like I can't the description that I fit, I can't take off. It's not the jeans and the t-shirt. You feel
right,
me?
right,
I can't change the color of my skin. I can't take that off. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
so I can't act like we do it sometimes. Black people, try to act like they're not. They think that green erases black, but no one sees your
right,
wallet before they pull you over. All they seeing is your skin, and it's and
right.
so what do we do? Like it's almost like we need to have. I would love to do this again because I know that the time, and we appreciate people rocking with us. But we
Yeah.
definitely need to do this a part two to this show because the point was to have someone come on that could speak to the other side,
To give a
of
different viewpoint. Yeah.
yes, another
Yeah.
perspective. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get that.
Oh yeah.
Max says Black Americans from the Northeast or major cities have been conditioned to expect brutality as a way of life. When you Black America from small town, when you Black American from small town, and I don't know what M9I means. I don't know what that means. Go
Yeah.
ahead,
I mean,
Mac.
let's
Explain
hit
what
it.
you mean.
Let's yeah, you can correct that, Mac. We're gonna hit a commercial real quick,
Yeah, facts.
and
Let's
if
do
we,
that.
hopefully we can get a on the other side of the commercial. If not, then we can pick this up another time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with more Politics Unfiltered right here on the Undisputed Network.
This is not cliche church talk. This is real life, real faith, and real conversation. Welcome to the Christian experience, where truth and faith collide. We're talking life, love, pain, and purpose from a Christian point of view. No need to hide, no judgment, no pretending. Just honest voices breaking through. This is the Christian experience. Real conversation, real faith, real you.
Are you looking for dependable, compassionate care for yourself or someone you love? Let me tell you about Roses at Heart Home Care LLC, where the mission is simple, care that comes to you. Roses at Heart Home Care provides non-medical home care services designed to help individuals feel better, safer, and more supported right in the comfort of their own home. Whether your loved one needs help daily or weekly because of aging, illness, recovery, or rehabilitation, Roses at Heart Home Care offers individualized care. You can trust their services include meal preparation, bathing, dressing, toilet and grooming, light housekeeping, laundry, linen, sitting, medication assistance, and transportation to doctor appointments with advance notice. And listen, this is more than just a service. Roses believes everyone deserves a helping hand, and their goal is to provide loving, trusting, quality care for your family. They proudly serve Tate County, DeSoto County, Lafayette County, and Panola County, and they accept Medicaid veterans and private pay clients. Call 662-1584-35 today. That's 662 Roses at Heart Home Care LLC. Compassionate care. Right at home.
And we're back. We're back with more Politics Unfiltered right here on the Undisputed Network.
Yep, yep. So I think
So
what that last comment was saying was that other people in smaller towns have a different perspective or mentality, I'm assuming, is what he meant. And yeah, I mean, it's just like Sean said, if you live in your bubble, then you live in your bubble, and that's all you know, or you think that's all that there is. Even in major cities, you think that that's how everything is everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you go somewhere else. I don't know, man. That's just, we have to be able to
and
open up our minds.
and until you go somewhere else or meet other people, then unfortunately you do rely on media, right?
Hmm.
Movies, shows, commercials,
Hmm.
whatever. You rely on that, unfortunately, and and
Hmm.
so that's a lot of times why we get the perspective that we do of other people, of other cities, other countries, just through that. I mean, honestly, uh, growing up, on television, they used to run commercials all the time, feeding
Hmm.
the hungry, and
Oh
on
yeah,
these commercials, the
Sally
hungry
Struthers.
was always it was always Ethiopians, and everything they
Hmm.
showed, every time they showed it, they was mad skinny.
You
You
can
could
see
see
their
their
ribs.
ribs, and it was
Yeah.
just everything was
Hmm.
just destitute. Like it was just crazy. There was a family. I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, Ethiopia is crazy over there. Like I
Right.
would never go over there. And
Hmm.
until I got, a little bit out of a bubble, and I'm like, wow, they, they got me with the shim sham. They like
Yep.
I can't even believe that that
Yep.
this is what it is. Like
Yep.
it's
And
but that
I
unfortunately, yeah, go ahead.
no, no, I was gonna say a lot of people. I met a few people from Ethiopia. They, they don't look like they didn't look like what I saw on the TV
They look nothing like They look nothing
at
like what
all.
I saw.
I'm
Now
sure they look
Yeah,
better,
at
right?
all.
imagine what we look. Oh yes, absolutely yes. And imagine what, and imagine what, imagine why you
How you put them on the
laughing
spot
for? You
like
mad
that, right?
funny?
Yeah,
Oh,
they look.
whatever, it's what it
Yes.
is. Listen, yo, and imagine what we look like. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what we
Yeah,
look like
yeah, yeah,
to other people. That's why when we go through, or we rolling through the town, or you driving through the country, or you go somewhere, and you see how immigrants who come to this country respond to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of what they, I can tell, almost tell how somebody grew up by the way that they respond to me when they first meet me. Because and going in, and going moving to New Mexico is not a lot of black people where I was. You know what I mean? There's some black people in New Mexico, of course, but I was living in Santa Fe, and at the time I went there, wasn't a lot of black people around where we were, right? So it's so like, and not that we were necessarily treated bad, because sometimes it works in your favor. Sometimes you are exotic to people, but what they don't realize is their infatuation with you and with your culture sometimes can come across offensive too. You know what I mean? It's like the whole, like when
yeah,
they
yeah,
want to
yeah.
touch a black woman's hair and, oh, can I touch your
All
hair? It's
right.
like, yo,
Yeah,
what do I look like, a pet to you? You understand? So I understand. I mean, but some people don't know. They don't mean it that way. They don't understand really what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They don't understand the offense. The which I've been in places and offended people, not realizing that. It wasn't until I stepped into different cultures, and learned like it's rude to not accept somebody's food. Right? They offering you a
Yeah.
plate. You should. That's rude. That's offensive. And and I didn't know that. It's a lot of things. Again, we're all in our bubbles in some way,
Mhm.
form, or fashion. We're in a bubble.
Right. And we have to be
Um,
aware of our bubble. I think that's what the takeaway is for me today, is like we have to be more aware of our bubble, because we all have one. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? We all have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So we just got to be more aware of our bubble. Like I didn't realize growing up, I've seen people yelling at the Chinese. When we go to the Chinese restaurant or whatever, right? You know, you in the hood, whatever. You go to Chinese restaurants everywhere. So you go to Chinese restaurant, or you go to like a convenience store or something like that, and certain cultures don't. They find it disrespectful to hand money directly or to take money directly like in your hand. So they won't
Yeah.
accept the money.
Yes.
They'll put it down on
Yes.
the counter, right?
Yes.
Yo, you know how many fights
Yes.
and arguments where like
Yes.
people we take it as
Yes.
disrespect, like, yo, don't be throwing my money on the
Yep.
counter? No, no, but they're
Yeah.
actually showing you respect. You know what I'm saying? They're actually showing you respect, and they probably feel disrespected by you by taking the money, and you feel like, oh, they racist. They wouldn't even take the money from my hand because I'm black. No, it's not. It's not why. You just don't understand their culture, and you haven't taken the time to actually talk to them and say, yo, let me ask you something, man. Why don't you, when I'm handing you my money, why don't you take the money out of my hand? Like, I kind of find that disrespectful. Then they can explain it to you. Well, I find it disrespectful for you to hand it to me in my hand. In my culture, this is what I do. Now we could be ignorant and say, "Well, you in America now, Jack. Take the money." No, that's not. We don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? But just understand.
Nah.
Understand the culture. Understand what it is.
Yeah, you're right
Yeah.
about
Nah.
that.
Nah. You're right because you was probably in Chinatown when it happened. So. Nah.
Saying
But
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Nah, that's real though. That's
but
real. That's real though. I mean, Mac Davis though says ignorance isn't an excuse. But I mean, I think we're all ignorant at some point until
exactly
you like you just said, until you ask. Until you just say, "Hey, why didn't you hand me my money? I just handed it to you. Why didn't you hand me my change?"
right,
So I think we're all ignorant to a degree until we learn. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, ignorant is not
right.
knowing.
Yeah.
How ignorance, if ignorance isn't an excuse, I would have to ask, ignorance isn't an excuse for what exactly? Because I think ignorance is an excuse, for the initial thing. But I think that if you refuse knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like if you refuse, you can't help if you're ignorant to something. Like you said, we're all ignorant to something. The only thing, ignorance is just the absence of not like the lack of knowledge. I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. But if I'm trying to teach you something and you
You ain't date my
refuse,
you didn't date my ex.
huh?
I think she thinks she knew everything.
Well, we ain't gonna get that's a whole other show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Who
okay.
thinks they know
All right,
everything?
we'll come back
There
on
are
that one.
people, there are people out there who think they know everything, but they don't. That is proof of their ignorance if they think they know everything. But if I
Yeah,
tell
right.
you, hey, you know what I'm saying? If I tell you though, if I say, hey, guess what? You don't know everything. How about trying to learn this or learn that? And then they still refuse it. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about? Okay, then that's ignorance. And yes, Mac Davis, that is not there's no excuse for that. Yes.
Yeah.
It's yeah. If you don't know, if you don't know something, if you don't know something is poor, he says it's not ignorance isn't an excuse for poor behavior.
Poor behavior.
Yeah. And
Yep.
That's true.
but if you don't know it's poor
That's
behavior, though, what if you don't know it's poor behavior? He said, "Facts, mine too." LOL. But what if you don't know it's poor behavior? Now, if I tell you it's poor behavior and you continue to do it, okay, now you have no excuse because you know now.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, for
if you
sure.
don't know you is poor behavior, because if that were the case, well, wrong show. But if that were the case, we're all doomed. You know what I'm saying? Like then God's mercy
Right,
doesn't
right, right.
matter if that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I've definitely seen a few things going to different countries,
Hmm.
and not as many as I want to yet, but um, but it's. I mean, I like honestly going somewhere where I've been to a place where probably I'd say 1% English was spoken, and
Okay.
I'm being generous, right?
Okay.
I didn't know their language, and they didn't know my language. But it was, for me, it was phenomenal watching the things that we connected on, the way that we were able to communicate.
Right.
Was dope. I remember first arriving at the hotel, and one of the workers there, he was just so excited to have somebody from
Mm-hmm.
America here, and and he knew little to no English, but he asked if he could um play a song for me. And this was all like basically through body language, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And he leaves, comes back with a guitar,
Oh
and
wow.
starts playing 80s, starts singing 80s country songs. It was it was the funniest thing. It was the funniest thing to me. I wish I wish I could remember what songs he was playing, but it was the funniest thing to me. But he knew the words though. He knew the words in English,
Mhm.
but he couldn't
Wow.
speak to me in English, which is so
Right.
crazy. Like
Right.
and I've watched DJs play overseas, like they be in like Okinawa or something, and
Mm-hmm.
and
I
they
want to
would
visit that
know
place.
they would know every word to the hip hop
Wow.
songs, but not know how to carry on a conversation in English. And is but the
Mm-hmm.
thing, my point is, it's just stepping out of that bubble sometimes can be fun, and it can be a dope experience when you find
Mm-hmm.
that common denominator that that bring you guys together.
Absolutely, man. I listen. I learned so much about like Spanish culture and just like the Midwest moving to New Mexico is still in this country, but it's so different, bro. Like they move different, they do things differently there. You know what I'm saying? Than from where I'm from, and so yeah, it is cool to meet people and talk to people, and why would I not want to learn about somebody else's culture? Like you said, it could be a really dope experience. It doesn't always have to be a bad experience. I think the more that we understand people's cultures, one, the less we are to be offended and the less we are to offend. I'll give you an example. Just when you learn in business and you get into like international business, one of the most important things with international business is learning culture, right? Because something as simple as me saying, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody watching because I forgot what country this is or what this is, but like if you go like for us, okay, I'll let y'all do it. If I say, hey, are you guys like, am I cool? Are you guys good? And you just need to do a hand gesture to me to let me know that I'm okay. What are you gonna do? Just do it. Exactly. Thumbs up. In somebody's country, that's offensive. That means a whole different thing. And I believe
Yeah, that's
it might
wild.
be Japanese. Yeah, it might be Japanese culture. I'm not sure, but somebody's
That's
culture is
wild.
some. Yeah, it's like
That's
they'll be ready
wild.
to take your head off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if you meet somebody, you be like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" They'll be ready to take your head off, bro.
Doing that must be like a
Because
cussing or something. It must be you must be cussing them
yeah,
or something.
exactly. Like a middle finger to
Disrespectful.
us.
Yeah,
A middle finger to us, is like you cursing us, right? It's like
yeah.
certain hand
Yeah.
gestures you do, but in other places it doesn't mean that. So somebody might walk up to you and throw their middle finger up, and you might be ready to fight, and they'll be looking at you crazy. Like, so it's always good to like just be open to understand. Like if somebody do something,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
good to just be like, yo, man, why'd you get some clarity first before you try to like attack somebody, man? Just get some clarity. What do you mean
Yeah.
by that?
Yeah.
What do
Exactly.
and I'll give one to you right now because people do this and they may not know what they're saying, right? So you might be having a conversation with somebody, probably will be happening at work, right? And they'll say to you might be in a meeting, and at the end of the meeting, somebody will come up and say, wow, man, you're really well spoken, as if they're shocked.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's offensive. Because what do you mean I'm well spoken? Like, you're surprised that I'm well spoken? Like, you're surprised that I know how to articulate myself? Like, what do you mean by that? So instead of just, most people, including myself, would probably get upset, get offended, and be like, yo, they're racist, this, and that. No, okay, what do you mean by that? And when you start having that conversation, I just had a conversation recently with a friend of mine, and that happened to him. And he, you know, he was like, he handled it the way we handle it, you know, like in a professional way, but it made the person say, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. But it's like, but how did you mean it then? Because you don't understand what you're saying, because you're so used to, you don't even realize that you're looking at me and saying, oh, here goes a professional Black man who knows how to articulate himself, who's very intelligent, you know, and I did not, and you have to be able to admit to yourself, I actually did not expect that from him. That's not something that I was taught that these guys are able to do, unless you're like Jay-Z or you're like Obama or you're like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes you just got to talk to people, man, and kind of wake them up out of their bubble. And we need it too.
Word. True.
Right about that.
So,
Yeah.
so I
Well,
guess she's not going to be able to come on, huh?
nah, it's not working for her, man. So we'll reschedule, and she said she'll take off next time, so she can be in the
Okay.
studio early. And then if I need to troubleshoot early, that's why I like everybody in the studio before the shows for stuff like that.
I
But
get it.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen,
just saying.
you'll
I'm
have.
glad. I'm just saying. I'm glad I wasn't late.
Listen, I'll say this, because we want her to still come on, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to come on. We know that technical difficulties happen. Okay, so we'll catch you on the next one.
No doubt.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we
And
will. We will.
yeah,
We will for sure. We will for sure. We're gonna try to get a. We're gonna see if we can either do it next week or as soon as possible. I'll get in touch with her, and we'll, as soon as we know that, then I'm a troubleshooter beforehand. Make sure even before that day, I'll do a separate day when she's free. Get her in there, make sure she's good, and then we'll schedule the show again. Then we'll have her on. And we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No doubt. We
Perfect.
appreciate that. We appreciate her efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Even
thank you
trying to
guys,
come
all the
on.
comment people who are watching, all the comments, and everybody watching live, man. Even if you're watching this after the fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, please tune in the next time. Because yeah, we can really get into the heart of everything. We appreciate you guys' comments, man. Mac, Davis, Diane, who else is in the comments
Word.
today? All the people who were
Yeah.
listening. I can't see all the comments, but
Brian.
appreciate y'all. Yes, Brian, thank you, man. Everybody,
Yeah.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank y'all so much, man. And y'all got anything else before we get out of here?
Bust your own bubble before somebody else does.
I feel you.
And just it just have some self-awareness. That's all.
All right.
Hit that, Dre.
Y'all heard it. We'll see y'all next week on Politics Unfiltered. Peace.
Peace.
We're asking the questions nobody else tells. The White House is on fire. The people demand truth without fear. Justice in this land.